Hi, my name is Belgica. I am an actress, and this morning I woke up to a comment talking about that they found how to email Nickelodeon and submit an audition. So I thought I would research it, and it turns out Nickelodeon is having open casting calls that you can submit online but not through email. So I'm going to be talking all about this open casting call, when the deadline is, who qualifies to audition for it, how to submit, and just my general thoughts on it. So make sure to watch all the way into the end, and I also have timestamps in the description, so if you have a specific question you can go there. I'm going to be going very into detail, so this video might get a little bit longer. I do want to put a quick disclaimer here at the beginning. I'm not a casting director and I'm not an acting coach. I currently don't have any interest in either of those, but I am an actress, and so I'm going to be sharing this from the perspective of an actress that has experience, and I'm just going to be giving you all of the advice that I can based off of my training and what I have done in the past. And please make sure if you're under the age of 18 to get permission of your parent or guardian, because this is something that you are going to need their help with. Another disclaimer I want to put out there is that these are big open casting calls that ask you to submit, so please be very aware what you're doing. A lot of these casting calls do have you create an account. In this case, it's an Actors Access account, and it is a free version, but a lot of these, once you go to submit to the audition, you do have to either pay for a membership or just pay for the submission. So just be aware that you are going to be paying money on some of these. So only submit if you truly know that you have some kind of talent to back up your submission, because I really don't want you guys to be submitting to a lot of open casting calls when you don't have any training yet, or just don't have any even beginner talent, if you know what I mean. I don't want you to waste your time. I don't want you to waste your money. Definitely take a look at these and see them as an opportunity to practice. So a lot of open casting calls have some kind of sides or scripts, if you're new to acting, that allow you to practice filming those auditions at home. And so now you are practicing, you are developing your acting skill. When there's an opportunity to do an open casting call, please make sure to read it from top to bottom. Make sure you're well informed. And like I said before, if you are under the age of 18, make sure at least one adult is helping you with this, so that they can also read all of it and make sure that you aren't being taken advantage of. Let's take a look at the casting call. First of all, it is on Breakdown Services. It's Actors Access. I don't know the history behind it, but I know it is basically the same thing. I think they merged. Don't quote me on that. I did create an Actors Access account a while ago, never ended up using it because I just like other websites as of now. And if you guys do want to see my me creating an Actors Access account, you can click up here. But this is just another casting website that a lot of people use. So the project title is Comedy Talent Search 2020, and it's Nick Casting LA. So this right away, if you are not a comedic performer, then this is not going to be for you, because that is primarily what they are looking for. And the description of their performers, they're wanting people that can play 11 to 15 years old. You can be over the age of 15, but you have to be able to play 11 to 15. Same thing if you are 10 or 9, whatever, but you look at least 11, you are going to be able to submit to this. Anybody can submit, any ethnicity, any gender. They're just looking for somebody who can deliver comedy well. And then they said if you have some kind of ability, rapping, singing, dancing, anything musical instrument, anything like that, that is definitely a plus. And then later on, they're going to tell us how much of that they would like to see. Okay, so the next part are the instructions, and these are very important because some of them are different than the ones that I usually see more if you have done this before. So this is an open casting call for young performers to audition for an upcoming Nickelodeon live action project. So far it's looking like a traditional open casting call, except for the, specific comedic part, in that open casting calls are usually a big casting call where they just allow anybody to submit, and then depending on what projects they have coming, they are going to choose people from that. They might get back to you immediately if they like you, and they might get back to you in 5 years. So like I say all the time, when you submit to this, make sure all of your information is correct, submit it, and then just forget about it. Don't worry about, oh, have they emailed me, refreshing your email 10 times a day. Just don't worry about it. You're gonna drive yourself crazy. So it's saying, again, diversity, anybody with any kind of disability, national origin. Says auditions may only be posted to the site. Do not email them, because right after that they do have an email right here, nickonlineopencall@nic.com, but those are only for technical issues. So do not email your audition to this, because no matter how amazing you are, they are simply going to delete it. Okay, so the instructions to submit. First, your slate. So this is what first thing they want to see in your slate, and it's saying to hold up a piece of paper from 5 to 10 seconds. And in my auditions, I usually do a live slate where I say it. So this is a little bit different than I have had to do in my self-tape audition. So you are going to write all of this on a piece of paper or type it. If you do have access to a computer and a printer, I suggest typing it, just so it can be nice and clear and they can be able to read it really easily. Otherwise, make sure you use a black or blue marker, again, so that they're able to see it really easily, and make sure that everything is nice and neat and clean. First, you're going to put your name, age, and date of birth. If you're over the age of 18, you could just put over 18 on the piece of paper. Height, city and state or province if in Canada. So this open casting call, because it is in Actors Access, it is only for the US and Canada. So again, only for the US and Canada. And then later on, when we create the account, you're going to see that when you go to the places that they're at, there's only the US and Canada. Again, whenever I find any open casting call that is international, I will definitely let you guys know about it, but as of right now, this is just for the US and Canada. So if you do decide to submit and pretend you live in the US, once they call you to cast you, they're immediately going to cancel it, because you don't have proper documentation to be able to travel to the country, to be able to work in this country, especially if you're a minor. It's just a lot of paperwork. So I would suggest, if you truly want to come to the US, no matter what country you're from, find a way to come to the US, and then once you're here, you can start submitting, because if you submit from somewhere else, you're wasting your time, you're wasting their time. And I do have another video on what international casting calls would look like, and I'll link it right here. And I want to make another video just talking to my friends who have come from other countries to study here, you know, for acting, entertainment, anything like that. So feel free to leave me questions about that as well. Okay, so taping instructions. So please tape each portion of the audition as separate clips and upload as individual files. This is another thing that is very different for me. Usually when my agent asks me for self-tape auditions, I do most of this slate but live instead of writing it in paper. Then I do my auditions, full body shot, all of that in a video, and I send one email. This time they wanted in 3 different clips, which is pretty unusual. I've never seen it like that. I'm not sure why. You're going to tape your slate and have it one clip and then upload it. And then you're going to tape your main scene, which we'll get to the script in a second, and then you're going to upload that, and then you're going to film your special skills and upload that. So it's going to be 3 different files, and they also ask you for a full body shot, so you're also going to upload that. So then here it's saying a guardian should tape the performer from the mid torso up, so just slightly more than you're seeing right now, maybe a little bit of space above your head, and then a little bit more of your torso than you can see now from me. I have a lot of videos on self-tape auditions. If you guys want to go check those out before you start filming, you can as well. But please be aware of these specific instructions, because these are a little bit different than the ones that I usually do. Don't use any props, don't put on any kind of hats or anything like that, and just dress casually. Nothing, no logos, no crazy prints, because it might read really weird on camera. So maybe choose your favorite shirt that's a solid color. If you decide to wear makeup, make it nice and natural, just everything, you know, chill, normal, whatever your character will wear, but also a little bit toned down as far as prints and crazy colors. If you're taping with your phone, make sure it is horizontal. So horizontal is the way that I am filming in right now. Vertical would be up and down, more of how you would film something for Instagram or TikTok. And this is saying that the person filming you should do that, but also you can use a tripod, and I would highly recommend a tripod because it's going to be a lot more stable. And then if you are able to, please stand when performing, because that is going to give you so much energy and it's just going to be so much better. Even though we're only going to see, you know, this much of you when you're standing in it, you do have so much more energy than if you're just sitting and slouching and stuff like that. There should be no other person on camera, and be sure the reader speaks softly off camera in order to not overshadow the performer. These sites that they're providing are all scenes, meaning there's somebody else in the scene with you, but they are off camera. Since you are the person auditioning, the person in the scene with you is not being seen in front of the camera. So let's say your parent or guardian is filming you on the phone, make sure they're speaking very, very softly, or you can use a tripod and have them stand a little bit further from the camera, because if you are really close to the camera, you're going to sound a lot louder. So if you send in that video as is and don't edit the audio, the reader's going to sound really loud, you're going to sound really soft. It's just going to be hard to look at your audition. And do not look directly into the camera as I am doing right now. For commercial auditions, a lot of them, because you are going to be talking to the camera while you're filming a commercial, that's how you do it. But for anything that's more theatrical, that you're acting a scene or a monologue and you're speaking to somebody specifically that isn't the person that's watching the auditions, you're going to look slightly to the left of the camera or slightly to the right of the camera, and that's where the person that's reading the other lines can stand. But if you do have somebody that's reading the lines and filming you in the scene, then I would suggest putting a picture or taping a pair of eyes on where you're going to be focusing, because it does get a little bit hard of remembering exactly where you're looking. If you are like acting and talking about something else and then you go back, then it can be distracting that you keep changing where your focus is. And then now we are seeing you act with multiple people where you're supposed to be acting with one person. So that's definitely something that I suggest. Or you can simply choose somewhere, like there's a plant over there, I'm going to choose to perform my scene to that plant right there. Just have a nice focus. All performers should have the scene memorized, yes. So this deadline is coming up very soon, but when you have an agent or when you do self-submit, a lot of the time you're only going to have a few days to memorize the script and do it. I have gotten really good at memorizing. It's definitely something that you learn. I have a video on that as well for tips on memorizing your monologue and not getting really overwhelmed and frustrated. So of course, don't try and just sit down and in a few hours like, I have to memorize it. Take a few minutes, read it, go do something else, take a break, come back and read it. So, you know, maybe I would say a day or two, even if you're new, you can memorize these scenes because they're pretty easy to memorize, because they're very, you know, conversational scenes. If you have an assistive device, feel free to use this in your tape. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's like a listening device or anything like that, or if they're talking about using some kind of app for the other person in the scene. I really don't know what this device that they're speaking of is, because there are some apps that help you find like a scene partner so they can read the lines, or you can simply just go on Zoom with a friend and they can read the other lines for you. We want to see each performer bring the comedy. Pacing should be quick and playful. So again, comedic. You know, if you're good at comedy, then this is definitely an audition for you. Please tape the audition in the following order and make each part a separate video. First video is going to be a slate. B is going to be the scene. So you're going to choose one of the scenes that's attached. So down here, Charlie, Lennon, and Sydney. Yeah, so you're going to choose one and you're going to perform one of them, send one of those in. It looks like it's just one take. It's not saying that you can do 2 takes, so I would just send 1 take. Special talents, so if you have any funny characters, impressions, talents, or above over there it was saying to, if you are any kind of musically inclined person, if you play an instrument, if you dance, if you rap, anything like that, you can do it up to 30 seconds max, so no more than that. And they don't want any kind of Broadway songs, anything like that. They want top 40 style songs, so anything that's popular right now. And then at the end, a full body shot. So they don't specifically say if it should be a photo or a video, so you can choose for yourself. That one's kind of hard. I prefer to do a couple of seconds of a video, and I move ever so slightly just so that they can see, you know, a little bit better what my body looks like. So I don't like turn or anything. You can see an example of what I'm talking about in my commercial, what do commercial auditions look like video, and you can see that I'm just standing full body and I just move, you know, ever so slightly while smiling, just so they can see that it's a video and not just a photo. Please note there are no costs associated with self-taping. Follow the instructions above for successful self-tape. So the expiration date is August 1st, 2020 by 11 p.m. If they do end up extending this for any reason, I'll make sure to leave a comment in this video and pin it at the top. Other than that, they are likely to be doing this again next year because a lot of open casting calls like this, they repeat annually. So like the Disney one that I published around December, I believe, that one I have seen different years of people's videos recommended to me because I published a video about the Disney Open Casting Calls. Then now those videos have been recommended to me, and that's how I know that these auditions have happened in the past. So then here's the site. So you just click on them. I'm not going to click on them right now, and because it does say on here that any material that is provided here as far as the sides are they belong to them, so do not share them on any kind of social media, anything like that. This that I'm showing you right now, of course, is just open to the public. You can just, you know, Google and find this at the top. You can see I'm not even logged in yet. Down here, submitting for this role requires an actor's access or talent rep. Breakdown Express user account. So here's the actor's access for actors, and then over here is the breakdown services for an agent, manager, whatever that is. If you have an agent, definitely have them submit you because, you know, you'll just look more professional since you have an agent. And so the free version includes 2 photos, a profile, and a resume at no charge. I was having a lot of trouble with this at the beginning because I was like, okay, I want to look at this and see how you submit first before I make a video about it, because again, I made the Actors Access account and, you know, I dabbled a little bit, looked around, but I never actually used it or submitted anything. So you go here and register for free, and then you do all of this, and then you're logged in. But even if you search for Nickelodeon or Nick LA casting, you're not going to be able to find it. You have to come back to this page, so make sure you save the name of this page, and then you're going to log in here. Okay, so now we're logged into the account. I know it's a little bit confusing because now this page says Actors Access, and the one we were on previously says breakdowns, but it is the same thing. As you can see, you log into one and you're in the other. You're going to review the details, attach the media, review your order, and then you're just going to complete it, submit it. So it's all the same info here. And then transmission cost is free, studio sponsored. So it looks like for this specific audition, you don't have to pay. Actors Access is some paid account. So it's $68 for the year for the unlimited account. And then you have a free version where you would have to pay a small fee to put more photos or put more information on your profile to make it look more professional and submit to auditions. But this one in particular looks like it's going to be free, so I'm just going to click upload media, and here is where you would upload everything, and it gives you all of the different types of files. So let me just give you an example. If you upload a video that is too big, it is going to ask you to submit a video that is smaller. So what can you use to edit these, just in case, you know, you need to clip something off the front and the back, whatever. You can use iMovie. iMovie comes free with any Apple product, or you can just go onto the App Store and see what kind of editing software that they have. A lot of phones will have some kind of app that already comes with it, some kind of camera app that allows you to clip those videos to be smaller. And also you can just Google how to compress my video to be smaller, or sometimes your computer will already have it. So just Google specifically the type of device you have and what you're trying to do. So if you have a Mac, you can say, how can I compress a 1 GB video on my Mac? You know, 1 GB would be a really long video, but you know what I'm talking about. It will be different for everybody, so just make sure to Google that. So once all of your clips are uploaded, like I mentioned before, all of the ones that were on the list, you're gonna click next. And I don't think mine was done uploading yet, but that's okay because I'm not gonna be submitting it. But then you would just do place order. And again, it's advertising up there for the $68 a year. And it's asking me, have I uploaded everything? So this is actually where I'm going to stop because I'm not actually submitting to the audition, but this is where you would continue. And then right after that, you're just gonna complete the audition, and you should be getting some kind of page that tells you your submission has been completed. And up here, like I was saying, here's a unlimited like $68 a year. That's pretty good for Canada and the US. Even if you don't decide to submit to this for whatever reason, I still definitely encourage you to go ahead and take these scenes and just practice them at home if you're interested in acting and learning more about acting. You know, you can use this as a practice for the future. And I have lots and lots of other videos about how I got my agent, about why I'm in acting. I really started this channel just to share, you know, my knowledge with other people, because I remember being 16 and, you know, just not even knowing where to start looking. And now because of YouTube and because of the internet, we can, I mean, the internet was around when I was in high school, but I'm just saying now, like, we all use it all day long. And back then I didn't really use it that much, but yeah, now we have a lot of really great resources and I want to share them with you guys. I have a video on why casting websites do charge money and the explanation around that. I always advise you to get an agent if that's something that you can do. Definitely get training. That's the #1 thing. You should always get training first. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy my videos and thank you so much. At the end of every video, I do feature another channel, and this is today's feature. If you would like to be featured on my next video, make sure you're subscribed, like this video, and leave me a comment.